chat today. So hey guys, I'm gonna retitle this "There's No Such Thing as Accidents." I just had such an amazing encounter per usual. It's also spiritual. I had a cashier freaking crying. I didn't even mean to, but even she could tell that it was like a spiritual connection. And sometimes you can have people like open up to you and feel so comfortable around you, and you don't realize that, you know, you're a messenger of God. Like, not to get all extra religious and weird, but in a way we're put in people's paths for a reason. And when I was in this gas station, this lady, she's like similar in age, you know, we sometimes like share different experiences. I mean, and she was saying how, like, because one time she was listening to a little bit of gospel music and I noticed it and I was like, oh wow. And she said that she lost her faith for a while because she was going through so much. I mean, she was telling me how her husband almost killed her. She was in a coma for 9 months and she couldn't take any more abuse. You know, she was suicidal and all this stuff. And you know, I just told her that, God has her here for a reason, and to read the book of Job. Hopefully I'm not covering the microphone. I told her to read the book of Job, read the book of Jonah, and how even Joseph was sold into slavery, right? Because she was like, how can God do this to me? And she had that moment where she was like questioning everything. And we just shared, we had so much in common. And then she just started sobbing and bawling her eyes out. And I was just like, God got you, girl. You know, she's like, I feel like he put you in my path. And I mean, I was like, most likely, because, just the fact that people feel that comfortable enough to open up to you, that in itself is like an incredible miracle. It's incredible, right? So there's just so much going on in the world. It's Sunday fun day. I just left work. I'm like super tired. You can tell. I have only been sleeping 5 hours a night the past few nights. I haven't gone tanning, so I'm looking more, of my natural self for all those who are talking shit. And now it's during the day, so hopefully no weirdos are coming into my chat like last night, talking about baby oil and all type of shit. I don't go for that, guys. And I know things don't happen by accident, because some of us will attract the freaking demonic spirits too. It's like, don't come in here talking that mess. You got the wrong one, as they say, right? I'm not the 1, the 2, the 3, or the 4, right? So, don't get my nice demeanor twisted. You can tell that I have the look. I can be the biggest bitch if I was so inclined, right? But that's not my default. Only, under abuse or disrespect or clown shit. Hi, guys. Hello. How are you? Hopefully we keep it classy and not trashy. So I just finished work. I've been seeing all over YouTube. It's like, if I have to hear about P. Diddy one more time, I'm going to throw up. But it does raise some alarms too, on how people are over-sexualized. I saw a picture of a relative putting up their child with a freaking bikini on. Like, are you dumb or what? Like, the kid's like 2 years old. And I'm like, sometimes the parents themselves are groomers, okay? You'll have people, which I don't agree with, being like half naked around children. You can have that, like, people who live in hot climates. I know people in Florida like that or whatever. It's not my thing. And then they wonder why the kids start acting a whole fool, okay? Right there, that's a form of grooming. That's inappropriate. And that to me shows like a really dark, dirty mind. And it is all spiritual, guys. Nothing happens by accident. That's definitely should be the title of this video. Because as I was talking to that lady, I mean, she's pouring her heart to me. We're having a heartfelt message. And then like this guy who looks like he had a substance abuse problem, you know how they do at the gas stations. He comes stumbling in and she's like, oh my God, he's always like bothering me for money. And I'm over here just trying to work. And he came in, and I mean, she was just done crying to me about how she almost died and all this shit. And then he comes in and he's like, do do you have the time? What time is it? Like all bossy, like, sir, you look like you're homeless. Like, I don't think you need to even know the time. Like, where are you going? It's Sunday. I'm sure you don't got to be anywhere, right? And it's not like one of those who are nice and you feel bad. Like, he was younger than me and he was like being so cocky to her, right? So you could tell it's probably those who burned all his bridges. And I'm like looking at her like, this has got to be some type of like demonic energy. Just don't give, because I told her, I was like, I'll stand next to you until he leaves. Because she was done crying and then he like literally came in and it was so weird. And I was like, look at this freaking demon, like being cocky. Like, she's like, I don't know. And he's like, oh, you don't have the time? And then like she had to go out of her way and look at the phone. I looked at him and I was like, oh, my phone's in the car. And I was like waiting for him to get dumb, and I would have like defended her. I would have been like, why don't you like grow up or something, right? But he was like, oh, I wasn't going to say anything. I was just coming here for the time. I don't know what your problem is. You don't got to be so rude. And I'm like, this woman is obviously shaken up from just like being vulnerable, and her eyes, you can tell she was crying. And like, he just comes in on demon time. And I was like, man, people are just so dumb. Like, that wasn't an accident. I'm like, read the story of Job. I'm telling you, even God, had Satan test people, even if they were doing the right thing, just to see if like they would turn on him and shit. And I was just like, it could be when you're going through it the most, you know what I mean? Just don't even pay attention to that. I don't know why people feel like they gotta just like bully each other, I know life ain't perfect, but what the hell is that shit? I don't use that as like motivation to be a bitch, What's up, Boston? Near Boston, dear. I'm south of Boston. That's the accent. Well, I'm near Boston. I'm like an hour south. Do you know the South Coast? That's considered North Shore, so South Shore in a way, even though we're still like north, but yeah. So I have Cape Cod nearby. We have Rhode Island nearby. Actually, Rhode Island is closer to me. Like, I'm at the border. So don't drive and live. You can harm other people. Here we go. A helicopter chatter over here. Okay, thanks, Dad. I can harm other people. Well, I don't like talking in hypotheticals, and of course this is not an accident. Of course I'm going to attract the freaking positive and the negative freaking molecules over here. Yeah, I think I'm pretty responsible, and I can multitask, and nothing happened. So I don't like saying, oh, this could have happened, because it didn't happen. I don't live like that. Thank you, dear. Is it Payel? Thank you. Are you a subscriber? Then subscribe. Is this your first time coming to visit me? Well, you might like my channel. I try to be educational, informational, all that good stuff. You can't predict the future. Maybe I can. Maybe some of us are clairvoyant. Well, I have really good intuition. And you can't predict the future. So why are you coming over here trying to predict the future? Saying that I could harm someone or others. Don't drive. Don't do this. I already got close to I'm already at my destination. And did anybody die? So go away with your scary self. You're too like paranoid. Sickening. Loving that. Are you married? I don't answer personal questions on here. I have an email. What does it matter? Even if I was available, no one is trying to do right by women anymore, so it doesn't matter. So, no, I'm not looking, if that's what you're asking. Because driving, I don't like saying too much of my business because I have toxic family members. That's why I'm saying that. And sometimes they come on here. And, some people that are hating in my life in certain ways, it's just smarter not to like overshare on here because they're really, really stupid. So I let them like look at me as a mystery. It's like, but if we knew each other enough and like if you eventually you'll find out. And if you listen to my prior videos, you would know. No one is hating you. This could be someone that knows someone I know or knows some. This better not be Adam. Because Adam, if I find you on my lives or stalking me or anything one more time, you're getting a restraining order, okay? Because this is someone that I already told to go kick rocks, and you're sounding a lot like him, or it's a similar spirit, because there are people that were giving me a hard time, were being assholes. Yeah, I do. Yep. Loving Dean, the God Machine, exactly. That's why I have my email, or I have my Cash App. You can send little notes if anyone wanted to, like, give me coffee money or be sweet, and then I'll be apt to share, and at least it'll be private, one-on-one, instead of like answering certain shit and then everybody gotta, because that's what they want to know. Oh, is she this? Is she that? Like, and like they only want to know to try to hurt you somehow. So I'm just like a blank canvas to them. And I had this shithead who, because of him, I'm not even like talking to my sister right now, because he came and started so much freaking problems, and that's my sister's son-in-law, and it's so freaking annoying. She probably don't like his dumb ass, but he's so toxic with my niece that they're the type that if like my sister don't agree with them or don't do what they say, they won't let her see her grandkid, type of deal. Like, so I don't want to even like touch that shit with a 10-foot pole. But he would talk like, no one's this, no one's like, shut the hell up. Obviously they are, because they have already done some grimy shit. They already tried to have me lose my job, so nothing happens by accident. They were demons from the start. And this was people that I helped and I supported in the past, so I'm just like, I'm good. So they already did enough damage. Families are like that. No shit. I call them my relatives because we're related, but that's not, some of them are not my family, because like my life would be in jeopardy. Like, I don't trust them, and like they're also two-faced. A lot of them, like their brain is just like corrupt, and they like to compete, and they'll smile on your face, but it's like bad shit. Like they'll try to call your job and get you fired, and like, because they're freaking clowns, because they know that if we were in person, yeah, they could catch these hands, right? And yeah, I'm a little too old to be wanting to fight, but they make you want to go there. So I just don't, you know what I mean? Like, I really probably would if I seen some of them. That's why I didn't even go to a funeral. I didn't even go to my dad's funeral in Florida because of it. Because if I seen certain people, and the way they did them at the end too, they already knew they were going to catch these hands. I'm not frustrated with your dumbass. I wish my moderators was here. I'm already getting sick of you. Someone needs to freaking get rid of that clown. I'm like so sick of that. Because it could be someone that like, it could be one of these fools who like just got a dummy page and back on here. It's like they hate on you, but they are obsessed. So that is like a demonic spirit. Because I swear, it's like the spirit of Asmodeus or some shit. Like, you got to read that story. It's like this demon that always got a freaking, like, I don't know, anywhere I go. And it's like, that's why I was saying to that lady at the store, she had so much similarities and she went through so much. And it's like she can feel something in my spirit, because I have people like open up the most. And they're like pouring out their whole life story. And I'm like, I'm a born counselor or something, right? And, so, that's my purpose in a lot of ways. So I'll do that, regardless. Whatever, Exile. You're so queer. What is your real name? It's probably Adam or Shithead. Exactly. Well, you're obviously like loving to come see me, because here you are. You're on demon time. Okay. You're obviously like need my energy. That interesting to you. Why can't you be doing something more useful with your Sunday? You know what I mean? Exactly. Here you are. I mean, this was just like a random thing. What would you be doing right now if you didn't come over here? You're just random. Yeah, you are very random. That's why I don't give attention to stupid randoms. Because you obviously probably, if you're a boy, a soy boy. And I don't deal with GMO guys, because you guys can't handle a real woman, because we're like scary to you type shit. You know what I mean? Oh, you're aggressive. You're this. This is how everyone on the East Coast is. We're just very direct. And I've dealt with like clowns and shitheads. I've just seen too much. And you know, unless you know me, like, you know what I mean? What do I care what you think? Yeah, he is a soy boy, I'm pretty sure. They don't like me very much because they act too feminine. They act too feminine. And not even like I get along with girls, so it's like I don't have a problem with feminine energy. It's just they got like a bitchy, like extra sassy energy that it's like it's not appreciated. It is like it's, you know, there's words for that, but I'm trying to be nice. That's nice. Here's another one. Well, yeah, I guess I could be called worse. If I'm seeing you, are you a girl or a guy? Energy star. Have respect, right, Laman? They don't know how to. I get objectified, you know what I mean? Sorry. You know, I guess thanks for the compliment, you know, but no thanks. And that's why you see how it's like spiritual. Sometimes I'm like, no matter what I do, it's like they could fall out of the sky like the Truman Show. Like a freaking freak of nature could just fall down and I would not be shocked. I'd be like, yep, that's par for the course kind of thing, right? Because I expose a lot of shit. I'm a woman, so I don't have a problem speaking my mind. And for some people, you know, I'm like, I guess competition, right? When it comes to like a little debate. Greetings from UK. I love you guys from the UK. You guys are definitely my distant relatives or something, right? Because we vibe so well. And you are English, so I mean, maybe we were, you know, neighbors once upon a time, right? We do speak that language here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, dear. I am. I have tomorrow off. I worked all weekend, so it was like my Friday. I am so happy, and it's a paid day off. So yes, yes, yes. Well, if you go back in my videos, I expose Hollywood, like everything that everybody idolizes. That's why, like my relatives, like the ones that are like brainwashed, that like believe everything the media says. When it comes to like, you know, the Faucis of the world or the vaccines or the drug pushes in the medical field, they know that I'm very vocal as a whistleblower, so they get all beside themselves and shit. And some of the shit that I've seen done to my relatives, you know, some of the medical treatments I didn't agree with, and I knew it was going to make them worse and end up being the reason of their demise. And I would be right. I called so much shit before it happened. And that's why it's like freaky. Like I knew when someone was going to die like a year before, like I could see the symptoms. Everyone thought I was being dramatic. Then they passed. I'm like, whatever. And so they get mad. And I got into it with that shithead and I'm not giving him attention. But the idiot I was talking about in the beginning of my video, he would come on my Facebook and I would put posts like, you know, the benefits of this herb and just trying to get people to be more natural and away from like pharmaceutical shit. And he's like, what you're saying is dangerous. Like he was acting like a Karen, like a little baby bitch. I'm like, you're not my keeper. I'm older than you. Who the hell are you? I've been doing the research. You're a bobblehead. He got triggered because I said my niece could have did better than you. Who the hell are you? You're nothing, right? Because I never really liked this dude. I thought he was corny, and she ended up turning into a meaner bitch when she got with him. Like he was like goth or some shit when he was younger. You know, really on demon time. So now they think, you know, I finished college and I got married, so I'm a superior being. It's like, no, you're not. Like anyone can do that. Like just shut the hell up. And people's minds, they think that what, you know, them taking a shit is something so new. Like what you've done, a lot of us already did, and we don't feel the need to brag about it. But the fact, like he could talk about shit, like they could talk about shit I don't agree with, but if you feel the need to always like heckle every comment, say something on every post, you're gonna get you know, the fire. You're gonna get torched because I'm gonna be like, okay, you obviously just want to pick a fight. I know you're on demon time. So I pretty much told him to get effed. Then he started, like, this was just comments. Then this dude started inboxing me, and he wanted, like, how some of these creeps come on here and they want this whole debate. And I'm like, you're not getting my energy. We're not even anything. You're putting way too much mental, stock into what I think. Do you have a sick crush? Because it's very inappropriate, especially if you're married to somebody that's related to me. Why you harassing me? So that's why. And so it got to that point that it blew up. So I'm like, these people are so dumb that they probably would still watch my channel because I have the same name on Facebook that I do on YouTube. So I'm not game goofy, as they say. I don't care. And I don't got to change anything because I stand by what I say. So if you go back in my videos, I even expose Hollywood. That's why everybody now talking about all this human trafficking. It's yeah, no, duh. I was exposing even CPS had a hand in that. There's so many organizations all around us. So I was always saying, Hollywood's this, Hollywood's that. And your own family members will snake you just to support a freaking false idol. Hello, my dear Yafith. Where have you been? Aye, right? You're my only girl moderator. I had to fire one that came through yesterday, but she could have been a troll. I gave her a trial run to block some of the shitheads, and she was just letting them pass through. So I was like, you are out of here, Miss Thing. So besides you, I think I have 2 or 3. I got 3. I know Lawman. I think I have Loyalty. I got one more. Some people are having conversations with themselves, guys. It's fine. I've been incognito. That's how you got to be sometimes. Me, I've been just running my mouth the past few days, right? Do you want kids? I've already spent too much time raising them, raising other people. So no, I don't. I do not. But I'm always good to kids. I'm really good around kids. Forgive me. Oh, honey, it's okay. I know you have a life. You're a mama. You're a teacher. You're every woman, right? As Whitney Houston would say. So I don't even take it personal. I'm the kind of friend, sweetheart. We don't got to talk every day, but in spirit, we're connected. So I already know what it is. That's why I always keep you as a moderator, even if I don't see you, because I trust you. We just have this unspoken thing, right? But that other girl, I never seen her ever. And she was like, can I be a moderator right away? And I was like, okay, well, if you're so eager, obviously you're going to be really good at it. And she didn't block one person. So I was like, girl, bye. I know, but we are here. Love you, sis. Love you too, sweetheart. You are definitely my sister, always. I know. Yes, empathy. Sometimes we can have too much empathy, and then we get ourselves we fill up our plate too much. So, I do what I can, but unless someone, it takes, I definitely have pulled back a little bit. And, my calling now is definitely still ministering. Like I said earlier in my video, there was a woman at the store and she was pouring her heart to me, saying how she turned away from God for a while because she was abused so much. Her mother at 9 years old broke her 2 hips. And I'm like, oh my gosh. She said her mother had 19 kids. I'm like, girl, what? And she's like, if it wasn't for my kids, she was saying, it was wow, it took so much trust, and there was just so much there. So, ministering to her and hearing that she has turned back to God, and how I told her, sometimes we blame God for the stuff that, demonic forces are doing. And obviously you're still here. People have passed away over less. So don't minimize that, and, you can tell she really, it fills her heart up, just to even hear that. So it was really good. You look thirsty. You're the one that looks thirsty, because here you are sweating me. I worked 9 hours today, commuted an hour, been drinking some coffee. I'm going to go home. I've been talking for 30 minutes. So if I sound a little thirsty, whatever. Well, if you care about me getting water, then hit my Cash App, Diana-7, and buy me some water if you're that worried about it. Thank you, Yafith. You're amazing. Yafith, you got to give me your Cash App sometime too, because for my moderators, I like to hook you up sometimes. You guys got to email me dia-at yahoo.com, even if it's just to give me your Cash App, because I want to be able to, like, give you a love token. You can buy yourself, I don't know if you like tea or coffee, just as a thank you, because you don't even have to do that. It does take a little. I know some people fight each other to be moderators. Some people actually like blackmail their chat, like, you got to pay me $100 to be a moderator. I'm like, but they're working for you. Shouldn't you like do something nice for them? Because you're doing something for me, like an assistant. So I would like to do something nice for you. I'm like, why would anybody want to effing pay to be a moderator? Freaking psycho, right? Exile. Why don't you go exile yourself? I know. Another secret admirer. I have so many. I know. That's why I laugh, because I'm like, well, I can't be that bad. Yeah, there's another shit for brains. That's why I don't even respond. You don't gotta block each one, sweetheart. I want people to see. We should let everyone, see the idiot, so that we can be more cognizant. Because for all I know, they can go on your channel, right? That's why I take screenshots and shit. I should take a screenshot. Can we take a screenshot? And that way I could be like, we could take a picture. Hey, I don't know, can I? Yeah, I can. Oh, you can take screenshots when you're on live. Oh, I'm back. Yeah, you can. So we like pause. So you can take a screenshot while you're on live. So you can see some of these, If you want to talk about raise your voice for... I got nothing to do with overseas political anything. I have nothing to do with that. I don't support any of those wars. I don't want anything to happen to Palestine or any of them, okay? Like, we want everybody to live. You are so loud. Well, usually I'm too low, so I have a strong voice to project, which is good. That means I don't need a microphone. Maybe you're too low. You see, Yafeth, this is definitely like an attack on women. These are guys who like don't like women or like shit, man. Really got some issues. It's like no life much, We're not coming down. Exactly. That's why I just continue to talk as if they're not there. Because obviously they're so pressed, They want us to be in a corner somewhere. They're just mad because we're not walking in their neighborhood. They could never meet us. So they're really like super pressed, right, girl? So they're like, let me come over there and heckle her. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I'm such a man with my hamster balls. I'm such a man. Are you ready for December? What's in December? I'm not pagan. I don't even do Christmas, darling. So, which is good because I'm not, spending money like I used to in all these fake holidays. That's why I laugh at the atheist and one of my old stalkers, that idiot that was stalking my channel that I was talking about, my niece's guy or whatever. They're atheist, right? But yet they celebrate holidays. I'm like, you guys are slow. Even I think a Jehovah's Witness, they're more of an atheist to some of you self-proclaimed atheists, because they don't celebrate any federal holidays. They're smart enough to know it's all a scam and it's not what we were told. And even they don't do it. So if you're atheist, why are you celebrating Thanksgiving? Why are you celebrating Christmas? Why are you celebrating Easter? You look stupid. Exactly. So you're aware of the holidays. That's what's up. Yeah, so I'm actually aware of a lot more than you think. I have a lot of books that I share with you guys. If you go into my first few videos, I broke down paganism. We went into Hollywood, how it's a whole satanic coven, how you have to be inducted. I've exposed Freemasonry, witchcraft, which so many people now, they are self-proclaiming witches and stuff, right? So yeah, I'm gonna burn some, I'm gonna burn some people up with that stuff, right? So, and it's one thing if it's the people in those industries, but when you got your own family members like trying to go on your channel, when you're trying to wake people up and expose them because you care about their soul, that, if we were misinformed, you're thinking, oh, surely their brain is functional enough that they could maybe like review what we were taught growing up and be like, yeah, I see what you mean. But no, it was like, oh, she's this, always the black sheep syndrome. You're crazy, you're that. I'm like, you're stupid, So when they start throwing these ad hominem attacks, it makes you angry. It makes you want, and I'm like, that's what they want. they can go get effed, and I got nothing to do with that, because these are some of these people would support, would be in the same circles as, some of the probably the questionable people you see in the news. Because, growing up, I seen some things that made me go, and it made me think, what kind of groups do they run with? So I had to like isolate myself. I'm like, F that. And we're not even in the same state. So that's why. That women should be pastors. Well, I'm not a pastor, I'm a teacher. So you don't believe a woman should be an English teacher, any kind of teacher. I'll let God decide that. You know what I mean? So I'm not worried about what people believe. I met even really good guys that, just were misguided. And it's like, if I have the knowledge and I've been studying and I have more knowledge than certain guys out there, and I'm willing to share, isn't that a blessing? Isn't that up to God to decide what he's going to do? Maybe there's not enough righteous men to speak the word, right? So now he has to have some women do it. Who else is going to do it? A freaking dog? Get it? Like, you think a lot of men are really righteous enough? And even the ones who say they're in the so-called truth, all they do is browbeat everyone. You're going to hell. If you don't do this, you're damned. Or the white man is evil. Like, I'm done. Some of those people don't got a freaking truthful bone in their body, okay? Because even Noah was albino. So when you really are a scholar and you go into it, you can see what it is. But I don't use it to be like, I know this much. It gives me the wisdom that I need to make the right decisions. That's how I know so much about herbs. Because if you didn't know, Noah was given the knowledge of herbs, if you get the book of Jubilees, by the angels, of how to heal many diseases. And it was even said that demonic energies can make people sick. So, like the different ailments we have now, you would be surprised, right? What they say their connection is. And a lot of drugs on the market are named after demons. Like some of their crazy names that they give some of these prescription drugs is to open you up, but even going down that route, you got some people who believe in that system so much, but then talk shit about potheads. So, I don't waste my time with that. Thank you, Lawman. Thank you so much for saying that. I just know Bible says man is supposed to be the head. Yeah, that's the New Testament, dear. I get it. There was a lot of books taken out of the Bible. If you haven't read the Apocrypha, you're missing out. There's a lot of stories of women in there too. So we can't just take that one verse. Obviously, a woman not to take the place of a man. I'm not trying to be a man. I'm trying to complement, men. That's what we're supposed to do. We are a complement. And Eve was a helpmate. So she can help Adam in his ministry. You know what I'm trying to say? And I've been very helpful. There's been, I've received a lot of correspondence from people saying, you've been part of my journey, waking up. Thank you so much. So, obviously it has to be a blessing, and it wasn't by accident. You know what I mean? And I was raised in the church. I was such a diligent little Christian. And then I realized, I had to expose that. That was a big thing, right? And then having to go against, my family cult of their church that, was teaching half bullshit. So, I mean, there's a lot that goes with it, right? So it must be for real, because if you're like taken out and you're given so much knowledge, obviously it came from above, right? Because no one told me, oh, look into this. If anything, around certain cliques, it's very uncool to talk about some of this shit, right? Because unless you're talking about, carnal stuff or money, they don't care, right? So for me to want to do that, that was divine intervention. It had to be. It freaking had to be. Miss, how old are you? Oh, how old do I look, dear? How old are you? If you're going to ask me a question, you got to answer my questions. I want to see the ages of some of you guys in the chat. Yeah, rebellion. Yeah, I wasn't in Catholic school. How old are you, Versi? I've never seen you before. I'm going to send you truth to this in a comment in a video. I do think when men and women come together, it is the most powerful thing, especially if they're on the same type of time. But sometimes you can be really into it, and, your husband or wife is like, not as You know, I mean, they're interested, but they're not as like knowledgeable. But as long as they're willing, you know, and you see them reading, you know, I've had that effect around people, which is cool too. You know, I don't need to be with somebody that's like, you know, a fanatic about it, but I couldn't be with an atheist either. Like, it wouldn't work. 36, good day. Are you 36? Wow. Yes, I was born in 79. Do the math. Who can do the math quick and figure out what that age would be? July of 79. If you watch me long enough, you know a little bit too. So, yes, I'm close to Maya's age. I didn't know Maya was a year younger than me. It's funny. She looks great for her age too. I seen pictures of her. Thank you then. Yes, 45, darling. Thank you. I try to stay in shape and I've always been athletic. When I was younger, I had like a really, really baby face. Like I looked 18 until I was like 28, right? So that helps, you know, and I tried to get a lot of sleep. I haven't slept good the past few days because I've been working too much. So when I don't sleep, you can see it like a little bit. I'm like, ah, you know, maybe I need some laser to do. I don't know. Flex those arms. Oh, yes. I don't got to do it in this picture. So I don't. But yes, I do have a little bit of muscle. I don't know. Can you see it in the thing? Just a little. You can't really see it. It's just in there. But it's not all big. It's like I have a womanly arm. I don't want to look all like freaking She-Hulk. That's not my look. Just to be toned. I'm going to do my ab videos again so I can get cut on my stomach again. Yeah. Deceives youthfulness. Well, the camera shows everything, sweetheart. I don't use a filter. You can see a little bit there. I don't use filters. What you see is what you get. You know, this is typically how you will look when you're my age. You know what I mean? It is what it is. When you're in your 20s, you think it's so old, right? But then when you're like 35, 38, you're like, oh, snap. And then when you hit 40, it's like, you feel it, you know, but you're considered like an elder and you just got to ride with it. I mean, isn't it a blessing growing up? I mean, I don't want to get so messed up in the head that I get like depression when I'm older. You see some people who are older and they're miserable is because like they probably don't want to be old, you know? So you have to try to like be positive about it. And if you're active and you exercise and you take care of yourself, that's all you can do. That's all you can do. You know, we're going to have to check out sometime, you know. Wait, I thought she wasn't married. Well, she didn't disclose the info. What does it matter? Are you asking me out, Dean? I don't like asking open-ended questions. Like, what does that mean? Okay, when I am, maybe I am, and I just don't want to talk about my business. What does it matter, right? Thank you, Laman. Thank you. You're phenomenal, too. And it's okay. This is like my soul tribe up here, so don't get it twisted for all you randoms that come through. Did it say dating channel? Did it say, usually I talk about like actual topics. Maybe I am, but not if you're a man. What does that mean? Maybe I am? Oh, not if you're married. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, dear. What state are you in? No, I'm working on it. So, yeah, because, you know, at my age, you know, I got to do something, right? What would it look like at my age if I was, like, totally single? But, Pennsylvania, yeah, it'd be long distance anyway. So it wouldn't matter. I never have luck. Like, you know what I mean? You're too far. So, you know, those long distance relationships, it wouldn't be good. I know. And I doubt you would fly out for me anyway. So, and I'm not the type to fly out. I work too much. So wouldn't matter. It's okay. We could be friends. Maybe. But you guys have been great. How is your day going? Hopefully your day is going great. I'm probably going to title this, Nothing Happens by Accident. Even you guys who are gravitating toward my channel, you know, people get so weird when you say the word friend or whatever. I'm like, I love networking with you guys. I love exchanging ideas. I'm great with, holistic medicine. I know a lot of paralegal. No friends with benefits. I don't do that. That's what I'm saying. There's no benefit having casual sex and getting nothing in return. I'm a relationship. Yeah, exactly. Right, Yafith? That's why. That's why you're a quality woman. I'm a quality woman. And that's why. That's why we just, take ourselves off the market and we just stick with men who would make an honest woman out of us. So I am seeing one that has that intention. Thank you very much. And so that's why I don't need to even overshare, because anytime I do a test and like, what if I was single? How would you guys act? They act like freaking pigs. That's why I'm like, forget it. Yeah, I don't mess with no woman unless I think she'd be a good mother to my children. Well, if you're looking for a mother for your children and you're looking to have children, yeah, that's definitely not something I would like to do. I've done that, and I got some stories. I don't go into it, and I was a stepmom too, and you could do it, and you can have one of them like hate on you later for no reason, and start acting like you never know. Like I've sacrificed many years doing that, and some appreciated, some didn't, right? Because everyone wants to be a victim, even if they're spoiled. Sometimes you can spoil these kids rotten. They get to a certain age and they try to act like they're your master and they're your king. And when you don't want them to be your boss, then they're like, well, I won't talk to you then. Like, whatever. Like raising them, sacrificing, going hungry to make sure they ate, being a mom since I was 18, like that was, so it's like, yeah, it leaves a bad taste. That's not something I would go out of my way to do. That's actually, you might as well ask me if I want a bullet in the back of my head. I think that would be more of a relief. A bullet, I would take that. Become one with just, you really got to be careful, because you can have a kid with the wrong person, with your adversary. I've seen it all, so you can tell by my eyes, like, no, you're right. I'll be a grandmother one day. I got two kids that are in their 20s, so eventually, and I don't get in my feelings about it. I used to be really, really sentimental over them because we were so close, like besties. But sometimes, one will go through their phase. I'm really close with another, and I was a stepmom too, and one was I'm really close to, and one, when you have like the exes poisoning the kids' heads, it's hard, especially with blended situations. So if you can find someone off the rip and just marry that girl, and if you're not willing to marry her and make a life, then that's when it becomes a problem. A lot of guys are having casual sex, then the girl's pregnant, and then they get all besides themselves. And when the guys out there are talking shit, oh, girls trap men, that's a whole lie. It's the other way around, because the women end up feeling entrapped. Unless the guy is a freaking multi-millionaire, there is no man trapping. That shit was really, really hard to do. I didn't look to do that, but I rose to the occasion. And so I'm like, if you think that was like a favor to me, you are dumber than you look. Okay, that is very, very hard to do, and now it's very expensive. So just know what you're up against. And sometimes, even in the Bible, King David had a son that gave him a hard time. You could give birth to an adversary as well too. So just be careful. You can raise them really good. Unless you're homeschooling, all that, the world will get into their head. And I was like waking up to a lot of stuff, the vaccines and all that. They were like teenagers, and it can get really crazy because they'll try to act like they're smarter than you, and you're just like, whatever. So yeah, it's tough being a parent. That's why you understand more the mind of God, because we're all supposed to be his children, right? You can definitely, like, that's the only way you'll see close to what he feels, is if you have your own. Peace and love, darling. Well, isn't marriage becoming one? Yeah. So yeah, in a way it is. So yeah, not everyone sees it that way. I know what you mean. It is a spiritual bond, but it doesn't guarantee loyalty or fidelity for many years. You can be surprised. People can turn on each other. So it's tough because you're really investing of yourself and as a man too. But it takes two to tango, and just be really careful and make sure it's someone that you like. And if you're gonna have make sure you protect yourself, and if you're gonna take it that far, make sure you're in a whole relationship for the well-being of your children, if you want them to be well adjusted, or they're going to have a lot of issues. I just want kids so I can give them all the love and support that I never had growing up. I know what you mean. That's what I try to do in certain instances, but they don't always appreciate it. So don't count on it. It's like loaning someone money that they may or may not pay you back. You know what I mean? Don't hold your breath, because you could do, I went above and beyond, buying shit, like overextending myself, going without, like I was, doing the pagan shit then. So every Christmas I was like breaking myself in half, 2, 3 jobs, all this shit. And one of them got to adulthood and then totally had a different recollection of his freaking childhood and was like, oh, you never really cared about me. I'm like, where did this come from? Are you talking to like freaking voices in your head? Like, I have pictures, I have memories, I have all these years. I'm like, what are you talking about? And sometimes it's just never enough. And I'm like, I gave it to you way easier than what I had. You didn't even get beatings. We got beat. You know what I mean? Are you nuts? And it's one of those things, but nothing happens by accident. God put me in that position. He will put you in that position. And just like he said, be fruitful and multiply. He knew I was a good mom. He knew I was a good, that's why they got to a position where they're uber successful now. And, their life is even better than mine's at that age. So obviously it's because, you know what I mean? I was the right fit for the job. Even though I didn't sign up for the job landed on my lap because it was like, oops. You know what I mean? When you're in a relationship, it only takes one time, okay? Doesn't matter if you were dating 3 months or a year. You know what I mean? If you're not careful, I'm like, OMG, right? And, it was a miracle. I poured all the love because I'm really nurturing. And of course, you love on them so much. It's so cute when they're small. We're all cute when we're small. But, you know what I mean? Shit can happen. So I'm just saying, make sure you like the person that you're with, because that helps a lot too. That way you can trust each other. No one's gonna screw over the other one. But it's just one of those things, and it's hard on both people, So I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, there are still righteous people out here, and it's not glamorous. Like, people act like, oh, like you didn't have better shit to do. I could have saved that 100 or 200 grand and had a better life. You know what I mean? Instead of giving it, to kids. Where are you from? Massachusetts. Have you been? The weather is so nice now. Let me show you my view. It's pretty. Let me kind of show you how it looks down here. My neighborhood. It's pretty, right? The weather's really nice today. Oh, from Egypt. Hi. I always wanted to go visit the pyramids. Have you been? Oh, I would love to visit, you guys. I heard it's pretty inexpensive too. Maybe compared to America. Have you been to America? I'm in America, darling. North America. Yeah, near Boston. Hi, Ali. How are you? I'm always gravitating to my Arab brothers and sisters. I think aren't we all a little Arab? Even us Portuguese, we kind of look alike, right? Is it the nose? We all look like the same people. I work with people from Turkey. We look the same. Bulgaria, we look the same. I'm like, you put them next to Lebanese, again, look similar. So Doing well. That's amazing. Well, I hope that your day is nice and peaceful. I get to relax. I'm so happy. I don't have to work tomorrow, but I can do lives, in between my day. I can do, if you guys have any topics, I kind of like just pick one and we can go into it. But I'm telling you, the stuff that's on the internet now is crazy and it's nothing new. It happens a lot on the lower levels too, where you see people like how they pimp each other out, sell each other out. That's why, for many years I had to lay low because I was very protective over my children. My daughter was so beautiful. I remember like getting an offer for her to take, modeling pictures, and I was almost gonna see if she could do that for Gap ads or Target ads. But I'm glad that God told me like don't do it, because we went to an audition and something did not feel right. I was like, let me get the F out of here. I don't want her to be around strange, and that's, I didn't understand why, but I just knew it didn't feel right. And then, it's just really grueling for the children. I didn't want to make her into a show pony. I knew she had the talent to do all that, but I'm just so glad I ended up saying no, I'm good. Even though like they chose her for like another audition, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna pull a Britney Spears on my daughter or none of that shit. So I kept her away from all that. She went to college. She's almost done with her program, and she'll be a full-fledged engineer. I'm so proud of her. That's something that she's been wanting to do for years. And I told her that she's so much more than her looks, and to use her brains and her talent, and everything else will follow, but not to lead with that too, because that is something that can be exploited. And I'm just so glad I didn't go down that road with her. So yeah, I don't encourage like, oh, my kid's doing this modeling contest, let me put this skimpy outfit. I'm like, that's a slippery slope. And you see how they end up being. I mean, you see Britney Spears now, she's doing like the craziest videos, like freaking out to lunch. And I'm like, it just shows that like she probably, these people seen so much as children, and it's nothing to glorify. And it's like, yeah, they put out a couple of songs. They don't write all that shit on their own. They're guided, right? And they are very troubled people at the end, So when you see the stories that are coming out now, it should just make us know that it's not by accident. It's all coming out, and that we should have been, aware a long time. And there is no excuse for people to like give their love and their admiration that belongs to God to the weirdos in Hollywood, is what I'm saying. Wish you all the best in your life. You too, Mohammed. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And yes, think of me in Egypt. I just love the vibe out there. I love the area of Morocco and Marrakesh. I was wearing like a really nice garment the other day, and some of the dummies out here can't appreciate it. They're like, "What's that?" I'm like, you are not cultured. Like, in other countries, I think even Prince wore a garment like that. He really likes wearing Moroccan clothes. It was really cute. I've seen a picture of him wearing it. And yeah, the Middle Eastern vibe, amazing. And the Middle Eastern diet is very, very healthy. A lot of olive oil. I got to start eating more olive oil. This is really good, and that's why they age pretty well too. Loving Dan. Yafith is a mother. Don't ask my moderator about her personal stuff. She might not appreciate that. And she is taken. She's married. Can I share my linked tree with you here, sis? I keep missing. Yeah, sure. I can write it down, hon. Hold on. Let me just write it down. I got a pen. You don't got to do all that. You can put it. Yeah, my email is dia- like the channel at yahoo.com. For those who, yeah, type it. I'm going to write it down because I'm going to end this live soon too. I got to go home and get dinner started and all that stuff and go relax. Go do my womanly duties. Yeah, honey, type it. what is it, linked? Yeah, yep, that's my email. What's your God bless you and your family. Thank you, sweetheart. Oh, Yafith is giving you a compliment. Yeah, if you want to subscribe to her channel, guys, check out Yafith. Her channel is under this name. She has amazing insight. She's a motivator. She is, I know some of you guys hate on pastors or this. Just call her an educator, a teacher, the daughter of the Most High, a messenger for the Lord. You know what I mean? Show her love, subscribe. It'll be very edifying, and you'll learn a lot. If you got questions about like relationships, what to look for, advice with women, how you can, better deal with them. Hey, you can ask us. We can be like your big sis types. You know what I mean? We can be like a cousin or whatever. It's fine. And, I know some people don't like to listen to women, but a lot of us have a lot of great insight, and it just depends on what type you're talking to. I mean, if we didn't, a lot of people wouldn't even be in this chat in the first place. Like, right, girl? Like, why half of them come here, right? And they listen to you too, and I am always inspired and appreciative of your videos too. So yeah, keep going. And did you have a link tree? What were you saying that you had, dear? You said, can I share my link tree? What does that mean? What's a link tree? Am I slow? I think I'm slow. What's a link tree? Is that like a website, dear, that I'm supposed to look up? You can send it to my dear Dash as well. You can email it to me, and then I can go look at your link if you would like. That's fine. I don't know what link tree is. Is that okay? Yeah, it's better just to email, because I don't know what that is. Is that like a forum, sweetheart? So yeah, of course, please share whatever you have. Keep helping the sisters. Yes, she's really great. She wraps her hair, so she's more in line. So please don't, beat me over the head. If I go into like a temple or whatever, or I'm praying, I do. Oh, that's your new website? Okay, then I'm definitely gonna check it out. I'm still learning. I love that. Yeah. But if I go to a holy place, I do have wraps for my head. I actually bought some, sweetheart. So, sometimes people think I'm Islam because I think I've wrapped my hair in a turban before. I like wrapping it in the turban with the scarf. It's so cute. I love that look. I've seen other women do. I think it's gorgeous. But, where I am, it's just, it's not always like a big deal, and God knows that, you don't need me to do all that extra stuff unless I'm like fellowshipping in certain circles, Yeah, and you look great doing it. And yeah, I understand the verses that reference it, so I totally get it. As a man with long hair, wouldn't I need to wrap my hair also? I mean, I don't know. Is there a verse that does that? I know that there's a verse that says about women, like how it can tempt angels or something like that. I mean, I could be misquoting. I don't know if that applies to men, so I would do my own research. Although men do wear turbans too. I first started learning from the Gathering of Christ Church. Have you heard of them? So I did a Hebrew academy with them. I actually did 2 semesters with them, and they would wrap their heads at times too, especially during the service. So I guess so. If you have a website outside of YouTube, and I need to actually construct a website, dear. Sure, posting on. Yeah, I have. I'm gonna have to put it, share it with you too, so you'll have it. Maybe you can write it down. I can email you the link. That way you have the link, and then you could just copy and paste. I would appreciate that. Especially Patreon. I'm going to stop putting more content on Patreon. I'll lower the bar on that a little bit for people, but that's where I put a lot of my templates, a lot of I want to start doing more like intimate videos where I'm like opening up a little bit more. Sharing certain things to my supporters, right? Because on here I know I have non-supporters, and I get a lot of views from people who are not subscribed, which is like wild, sometimes more watch time. So weird. Yeah, I would so yeah, I'll check your website. I don't know if you got to pay for it, but I can learn from you, and then maybe I can start my own. That would be cool. And I gotta reactivate my Etsy store too, because I have a lot of products. I hate when people think a man with long hair is feminine when many holy men had long hair. No, I think it's great. I like all types of hair. I think it's very distinguished, especially if you're tall and you're built and stuff, and you can put like a man bun and stuff, or if you have braids or locks, as you call it, whatever. I think it's really, really nice on a lot of men, especially if you take care of it. Nothing wrong with that. I don't think it's feminine at all. I think it's very, very handsome. Okay, emailing you now. Okay, love it. Yeah, the Patreon. I have Patreon under True North Academy, but because I use the Dia Dash email, I might name it Dia Dash again and make a separate True North, because it's good to have like the email name to match your brand name. So I want to have like a separate email for each of my forums, to keep it streamlined, because it's gonna be weird if I have like the email Dia Dash and then the Patreon's called True North, because I also have a True North 144 at protonmail.com email. I know that's a tongue twister. True North 144. You should know that number well, and I see that number everywhere, girl. It's crazy. 144 everywhere. I have True North 144 at protonmail.com. So it's kind of like I have two names together. So on my Patreon, I might just change it back to Dia Dash and then just do a separate Patreon with True North. You can have more than one, I'm sure, and whoever gravitates to that, that's fine too. So I appreciate you guys. It seems like you guys are leaving the chat. We made an hour, guys. Can you believe it? So yes, nothing happens by accident. So every day is a learning experience. And you know what? Protect your family, protect your heart, protect your mind, protect your soul. What we see on the news and all the stuff that's being talked about is just a tip of the iceberg. Okay, you got angels and demons in your everyday life every day, and you could be inspiring the right people. Just that incident that happened earlier with that woman was a testimony, and you might think that you're not going to touch someone that day or have any effect. You could feel like you're tired, you're cranky, and you know what? You'll be put in the right position to uplift someone. And everything you went through in your life is there to be a lesson, be a blessing, and, help you be that much more of an educator and to help you guide other people too. Because it's like a lot of us have a lot of experience. We know, we know more than we show. I don't always show like, hey, this happened to me, but you can just tell, like, the experience is there. I have the life lessons. Some stuff I feel comfortable talking about, some I don't. That's why I got to put it on Patreon, because some things that I'm proud of, some things that I'm not proud of, and some things that I've earned the right to put behind me and not look back. So, you know what I mean? Bringing it back up and like rehashing old wounds, is not always the best on these spaces too. And it's like, when you're looking forward, right? It's like, I try to keep it on positive stuff, like, where do we go from here kind of vibe. Peace, love, and blessings. All praises to the Most High. Thank you. And you know what? We're all here for a reason. We all have a shared love for God. And in this world, that is so precious, because let me tell you, we're becoming less and less in this world too. More people, they'd rather worship, a robot, a machine, than, the Almighty, right? They don't look to the past to learn to the future. And what's that line that says, if you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. And some people, anything in the past is old or antiquated. And you know what? God does not change. He's the same today, yesterday, and he'll be the same tomorrow. And even if you lose your faith for a little while, hopefully that this will inspire some of you guys, because I've been put in situations too that I didn't think I was going to make it. horrific situations. So I totally get it. And that whole, like, you're feeling forsaken, you're feeling all kind of things, but then all of a sudden, you're preserved, you're still here, you're stronger than you were yesterday, and you're wiser, and you're like, wow, I must be a living testimony. So I'll try to minister to others who may be a few steps behind me, that just need me to look back and be like, you're gonna be all right, keep going. I just hope I can find a godly woman one day. You will, sweetheart, you will. Let the Most High lead you. And even if she's not openly godly, but she's open to learn. She's, willing to study with you. She's willing to take your direction. She could have been raised in a situation where she was misguided, right? Or, she probably maybe had a bad experience. We don't know. But then you could be like that inspiration to get her back on track. It could be someone new to the word. And so don't be so hard on them if they're not like, all like on your level educationally wise when it comes to that. Because some people can get really like pompous with it too. As long as they're open and they're willing, then you can definitely work with them. Yes, dear. Keep joining. Yes. And Yafa too. Keep joining her. You got some real women on this channel, guys. We are the last of the Mohegans over here. Non-GMO. That is, I'm telling you, most women now are GMO. A lot of us expose Hollywood. Let's not go there. A lot of them not even women that you're looking at on TV. Okay, and if you say anything about them, it's like sacrilege. People want to kill you and shit. I was showing my coworker that picture of Beyonce. Look up Beyonce's belly bump that got smushed on that interview. Remember when they went on the channel, like Beyonce's fake belly bump? Because when they went to sit down, their whole stomach like crinkled up. So you could tell like they weren't really pregnant when they said they were pregnant. Go look that shit up, guys. I can't say nothing more. I already showed the video of Lady Gaga with their penis that came out, Yeah, what? Look, Yafith, look up the video. Yes. Look up the picture. I expose a lot of this. A lot of them are like that. That's why when I expose it, I get people coming for me trying to say like I'm like that or I support them. Like, no, bitch, it's because I exposed it. I don't know nobody in Hollywood, so don't even go there. I was the one that said what it was, because a lot of guys out there try to compare us to them and act like something's wrong with us because we're not all like made up in plastic like them. I'm like, yeah, they got to be plastic because they're not even natural to begin with. But look up the picture of Beyonce fake pregnant belly. Or Beyonce, she's gonna have like a pink dress. I remember she had blonde hair, a pink dress. And when she sat down, I think it was on TMZ, like Beyonce's belly collapse, belly bump, or you're gonna see the picture of it. It's still there. I just showed it to my coworker. And you see her sitting down, and you as a mother were pregnant. When you sit down, that belly is still firm. It's not gonna collapse in on itself. So if they're what they say they are, why do they gotta fake? And don't tell me, oh, the kid looks like so-and-so. It could have been a clone. They could have mixed their freaking whatever with whatever. These people are crazy. Thank you so much. I have another channel to share. She acknowledges the Most High, and she shares like videos. Yes. Are you talking about me? Or are you talking about the other one? I'm not sure. Yeah, fake belly. Look it up. That right there. God, that's how God works. You can watch something, right? Because these deceivers, right? They always do a mistake where they show something like really small. It could be fast, but they showed it to you. What is it? Revelation of the method, where it's like a cosmic retribution, like karma. They have to say it so they can go back and accuse God and be like, well, we showed them and they didn't care. So F them kind of thing, right? We've showed them and they don't care. They accept it. You know what I'm trying to say? They always show us something. And it's like they mean to, and people will still act like they didn't see it. This is how reprobate and effed up people are. They'll act like they didn't see it and still work and be like, Queen Bey, all the way. Like, it's that bad. They have to tell us. So that's why I was getting the haters from relatives to whoever, because it's like you're exposing this shit and it's like, oh my God, they can't take it. They're like, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, you care more about a stranger than your own relative? That's effed up. So, you know what I mean? Nothing to say there. But I'm going to let you guys go. Have a wonderful day, guys. I'm going to go in soon. Facts, they show us. They do, sweetheart. Check out my girl, Yay Fast channel. I'm sure she has some new content. Always got something positive to say. She got like a nice, easy-going, like hippie chick vibe. I love it, like a throwback flower child vibe. Yes, yes, bringing that vibe back all the way. And thank you so much for all the love, guys. Continue to support those trying to bring you the truth. You know, we get shadow banned, we get ridiculed, we get all this stuff, but we still come back because, you know, we do it for the love of God and for the love of our brothers and sisters. So yes, honey, text me, email me. I'll even text you. I'll even give you my phone number so you can text me anytime you want. Yafith, you know, mom talk, whatever. Share each other's socials, and I'll definitely, of course, give you all the references needed. Bye, honey. Thank you so much, and God bless.